Alright, hey guys, it's Animated Hysteria, standing in for live action Hysteria, who's sick right now. So, just go ahead and bear with me, and we'll get through this. So, for those of you who know me, you'll know that I have two babies, okay? One baby's Counter-Strike, and you'll know that all too well.
Pro smoke, here we go, here's another tip with Adam. This smoke, oh, the fuck! God damn it.
Second baby a lot of people may not know about is just about anything from id Software, from Wolfenstein to Doom to Quake. Just about all three of those games are fucking amazing, and I hold them very near and dear to my heart. So, anyway, if you guys have been living under a Dwayne Johnson for the last couple of years, they've announced a new Quake game, and I'm gonna tell you why it's shit. So just to catch you guys up, Quake is widely known as the granddaddy of first-person shooters. It basically came out and they laid it down. They laid down Wolfenstein, they laid down Doom, they laid down Quake. So all three of them came out. They're all fucking very, very influential on the stuff that they did. I'm not going to go super in-depth. The only one I'm really, really going to go in-depth on is going to be Quake 3, and that's because each Quake game has the ability to, like, reinvent itself. The first two focused, like, solely on single player for the most part, very tight crafted single player campaign. Quake 3 Arena, the third installment, was pure multiplayer. That's literally what it was, and they perfected like the modern multiplayer for the most part. There's also Quake 4, but we don't talk about that one. So anyway, just to start off, the first thing that I notice whenever I log into Quake Champions is the music. Just in comparison to previous Quake games, the Quake music, or the Quake Champions music, is very, very underwhelming, and it's kind of disappointing, actually. Just listen to it, you know. Here's what we expected. This is Quake 3's music. Check it out. Alright, so we have that. It's pretty alright. And then this is what we get with Quake Champions. Alright, now, you're probably thinking, oh yeah, Adam went and he pulled out fucking the main menu music. No, I didn't. I swear to God. Like, it's literally like the whole thing sounds like it's just main menu music. The game sounds like it's kind of elusive. Like, it's very elusive, and that's kind of the feel it's going for. And, that's a pretty good feel, and I'm totally cool with that. But you gotta have a drop. You gotta have some kind of hypeness. I mean, like, the whole game's built around, like, killing people, for fuck's sake. Like, you cannot just have this god-awful, just droning going on in the background. Like, that's ridiculous. That's an unforgivable offense in a Quake game. And I personally think whoever the sound designer is should be fired on the spot. That's ridiculous. Alright, now on to the elephant in the room. I didn't want to bring this up first because I knew that y'all were probably thinking that this was the first thing I was going to talk about, but it's the second thing I'm going to talk about. So, the whole Champions aspect of Quake, it's very, very stupid in my opinion. I respect the guys for trying to bring Quake into the modern era, and that's kind of what they were saying, is they were like, you know, this is modern Quake, it's got all these champions, it's got all these power-ups, it's got all this crap. That kind of defeats the whole purpose of what made Quake great. The whole purpose of classic Quake, to take you back to 1999, everybody started off on the same footing. You started off with 125 health, which deteriorated to 100, so you couldn't get spawn railed. Awesome. But the only way to get like a sure, clear-cut advantage was to learn the game mechanics, was to learn to play the game correctly. Okay? So, before I go into that, about how they fucked up the game mechanics, we're going to go into the whole Champions aspect. So, one of the first things that you're going to notice is that literally everybody and their mom is playing fucking Anarchy and Sorlag. I mean, God forbid you see anybody else. Everybody else has been nerfed into the ground at this point. Classic Champions in Quake 3, the champions, they were just a skin. It was just a skin to tell you, like, you know, I want to be the Doom guy, or I want to be this awesome cigar-chewing sergeant, or oh, I want to be the Visor, or whoever, this cool robot dude. It doesn't matter. It was just a skin. It didn't affect gameplay, and there was a reason for that. If it changes gameplay, it kind of ruins the whole feel of it, you know? to move into the whole moving mechanics, as we pause and I put a nice little intro, moving mechanics, they're fucking broken, dude. Like, they're just the most infuriating shit on the face of the earth. Now, Quake Champions kind of suffers from poor servers, and the poor servers kind of affect this, and I won't completely fault them for that, but the gravity and the physics, they just feel wrong. It doesn't feel as well crafted as a Quake game should feel. It feels poor, and like not a lot of like love went into crafting the movement. In a Quake game, Quake defined strafe jumping. It defined rocket jumping. In a Quake game, if I don't want to do that because of how piss poor it is, you've done something wrong. You have completely missed the mark, you guys. Also, just a quick note, Quake Champions currently suffers from the Counter-Strike hit detection problem. Now, everybody and their mom complains about Counter-Strike's hit detection. This is not what I'm talking about. If you guys have ever played Counter-Strike for 5 minutes, you will notice that the blood splatters, you can shoot somebody 3 or 4 times, you'll get blood all over the wall, and they won't die and they'll kill you. That's because blood splatters are client-side. Okay, and whether or not the server accepts it, that's a completely different story. Quake Champions suffers from that. They give you these nice little damage numbers, and I love them to death. But whenever it really sucks when you're trying to calculate the damage, and it's telling you, oh, I hit this guy for a rocket. Boom, it's 100 health. Oh, I hit him with a second rocket. It's 200 health. Why isn't he dead? I hit him with a third rocket. 300 health. What's going on? And then he just kills you, and you're like, oh my fuck. It's ridiculous. I would rather the game tell me that I just missed the shot. I would rather it tell me it just didn't reg than it give me false sense of security. That's like literally taking candy from a baby. That's upsetting. That's rage inducing. That makes me want to throw my fucking keyboard. That's what that does. Now, to go back to talking about how the game doesn't feel like Quake, Quake is known for being very fast-paced. That's what it's known for. It's known for being super fast. They kind of promoted that with the game a little bit, but if you actually sit down and you play 5 minutes of the game, you're going to notice that it's not fast at all. It's very slow-paced. It's very grueling. It sucks. It's ridiculous at how fucking slow the game is. It's like most of the characters don't strafe jump correctly, so you can't get around the map near as good as you're supposed to be able to. You have literally one character who's got God movement, and he can just fly around the map and shoot circles around you, and if you're not playing him, you're kind of at a disadvantage. Now, after I've gone through and I've given you guys some stuff that just really sucked about the game, when this game was announced, I was one of the few people who literally was just screaming. If you go and you look up footage, maybe I can find some of the E3 reveal, the moment that they realize it's like a couple seconds in and they go, oh fuck, it's Quake, you can just hear the audience just lose their shit because everybody was excited to see Quake come back. It's been 10 years. id Software they've done an amazing job with Wolfenstein. They've done an amazing job with Doom. One of the things I remember reading online, that they were doing an interview or something, I don't even remember, and they sat down and they were like, we didn't want to be the team in id that had been known as the guys who ruined Doom. We didn't want to be known as that. Well, congratulations, you guys are now known as the team that fucked up Quake. So some other good things. The game looks fucking phenomenal. It really does. The graphics are great. I believe it's running on the id Tech 6. Just a phenomenal engine. Like I said, it's very beautiful. It's very breathtaking. It kind of makes me want to just walk around the map and just check out all the detail that the id Tech 6 engine. It's beautiful. Just look at screenshots, man. It's very, very pretty. Now, on to the last thing. This is something that's kind of just a little pet peeve of mine. They brought Quake into the modern era, and I absolutely hate it. I hate loot boxes. I hate them. I hate them to death. And I could beat a dead horse telling you about how I hate them. But something they did right, I don't know if it's the loot boxes or not. I feel like it is, but I also feel like there's something more to it. Might be the nostalgia. Something keeps me coming back. Just like when I play Counter-Strike, I may just lose my fucking mind and just break my keyboard and get upset and be like, I'm never fucking playing this game again. I'm never playing Dust 2 again. I won't do it. You can't make me play Dust 2. And here I'll come back a couple days later, maybe even an hour later, and I'll be back playing Dust 2, or I'll be back playing Quake. You know, it's one of those things, like, you learn to love it, and you just, like, it grows on you. It's, like I said, I don't know what they did. They've ruined a lot of things for me. Most of the game, like, it doesn't feel like Quake. It feels like a completely different game, but there's something about it that just makes me want to come back and play it over and over and over. I want to get that next loot box. I want to hit that next rank. Maybe next match I'll do better. You know, that's one of those things that kind of keep you coming back. All right, so to kind of wrap this up, I've been Animated Hysteria. Thank you for joining me. Final predictions for the game. This game is currently in beta, so those of you who are still watching this or are watching this in the future, it is currently 2018, February. The last update we had was the Christmas update. They brought out Keel. He's a pretty cool character, and he's all right. You know, I don't have any gripes about him. He's a pretty decent character, but going back into it, my final predictions, I don't think this game's going to last long, man. I think that they're going to maybe try and hype it up when it's a little bit more finished. I just don't see it going anywhere. They've already alienated their fan base. Sorry, there's an interview where the main guy, the CEO, whoever the hell it is, he goes, you know what? Fuck Quake 3. It's time for y'all to move on. And that's never the kind of feelings you need to have towards your audience, people who keep continuing to play your game. You know, it's not, you need to pay homage. If your game was good enough, you wouldn't have to make a classic mode. You wouldn't have to, you know, just fucking remember that. If any of you guys see this video, if your game was good enough, nobody would be asking for a fucking classic mode, you know? Anyway, final predictions for the fifth fucking time. I don't think it's gonna go anywhere. I think that they're gonna try and promote it, and it's just gonna fucking tank. Honestly, I don't think the world's ready for another Quake game. I really don't think that they are, especially not this kind of a Quake game. This isn't Quake. That's how I'm gonna leave it. This just isn't fucking Quake. Alright, so thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, make sure that you go ahead and leave a comment and rate and subscribe, fucking all that good stuff. I worked really hard on this, and this is kind of a first for me. So if you guys would like to see more content like this in the future or any other game reviews, let me know. Like I said, leave a comment in the description below, and I will be reading them and keeping an eye out. Be on the lookout for Doom. I'm going to be reviewing Doom. I just ripped Id a new asshole with this amazing review. Now I'm going to give them some praise for the amazing job that they did on Doom. So anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all in my next video.